Well, hello and welcome to the Master's Table. Thank you for joining us today. We've got I say it every time, we've got a great dish. I think they're all great.
It's always a good one, right?
This is good. I'm Tina Cleveland. This is Frankie Cleveland. He's the cook. I'm the
pot stirrer.
Pot stirrer.
That's what she always says. Says she's pot stirrer.
That's what I've been told.
But we do have a good one for you today. This recipe's been passing around, and we tried it a couple of different variations of it. So we got it like we want it today. This is a lasagna soup. If you like lasagna, this is going to be like a hearty soup base kind of lasagna, and we're going to do some cheese in it. I mean, we're going to do it up right. Simple ingredients, stuff that you probably already have at home. So get you a pen, paper, call us back, reach out to us, we'll get back to you. I will call you back, yeah, I'll get back to you. But you can shoot me an email. And I want to say this, thank you for all that's reached out to us over the last few months of your support and telling us things you want to see and requesting recipes and stuff. Thank you so much for that. And if I don't get back to you when you think I ought to, I promise you I will. It's just, it's been kind of very overwhelming. So thank y'all for your support. Lasagna soup. Come back and join us right here on the Master's Table.
All right, welcome back. Let's get to this delicious dish.
It is delicious.
You're going to conjure up today.
This is good. I'm going to use, I picked up some of this infused, it's called pasta oil. This is olive oil, but it's infused with garlic and basil, and it has a pretty good smell. Tina was smelling it. So I just want to put a little bit on the bottom of the pan right there to get it started, because this ground beef is the 90-10. They didn't have the 80-20 yesterday when I picked this up. I like it because it has, it renders a whole lot more fat than this does. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and drop some of this in there. This recipe calls for about 2 pounds, so we're gonna drop. I'm gonna drop a little bit more. I don't think we'll need all of this.
I smell that oil already.
Yeah, I can smell it. You can smell the garlic in it, can't you? We're gonna do maybe. I think maybe that right there. That'll probably be enough. We don't want to do too much. So go ahead and cut your temperature up a little bit. We're just gonna brown this. We'll go ahead and give that meat a head start. Pretty simple. This is a very simple dish. It's like I say, simple ingredients. We got some seasoning, and I'll go over all that with you. Some tomato sauce, and it calls for crushed tomatoes, but I love the Hunt's fire roasted tomatoes, so I just like the flavor of those. I mean, you can buy whatever you want, whatever kind. A lot of times I just buy the store brand. The tomato sauce is the store brand, but I love these fire roasted tomatoes. I love those. And like I say, just simple ingredients. This is a whole lot of fun to make. You can get in the kitchen and out pretty quick. It takes longer to do the ground beef than it does anything. But I just want to give that just a little bit of a head start.
That don't look like a whole lot of ground beef.
It'll be enough for this, though. That's about 2 pounds. Like I say, you know, 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds is enough for this, because you're building flavor as we go along. And see, what we'll make up for is we'll make up for onions, what you don't have in ground beef. How about that?
With the handy dandy meat pounder grinder.
That is the best. Used to be $1.
This is the bomb right here.
I think now everything's $1.50 in a certain store, but
but you can get them.
Yeah, you
pretty
can buy
much
them
anywhere. I had just never seen it, which is not surprising.
It's measure with your heart on this. That's like a super large. That's like a super large onion. It calls for 1 diced onion, but we'll go with that right there. So Tina, if you let that set, put it back on the middle of that eye right there, and turn that up. Let it kind of come up to temperature. Yeah, sliding over on you, that glass top. It's you. You did it.
Me?
Yep, you did it.
I'm pulling it over here close.
While Tina's working on that, I want to work on. Let me get these on. I don't want to put no more onions in that. We're gonna start. I've got some fresh parsley and some fresh basil. I'm gonna cut up some of this, just a little bit, just kind of a rough chop. We're gonna make like a cheese ball, or just I don't know what I want to call this. I don't really know what you call it, but this is just some parsley and some fresh basil, and I can smell that right there right now, Tina. You smell that? Yeah. You probably smell that infused oil over there. Yeah. But we just want to kind of give this a little bit of a rough chop. We may use a pinch in there, but we're going to use part of this in this cheese.
That grass.
Tina calls it grass. Yep. Anytime I cut up fresh herbs or something, she calls it grass. But what we're going to do, we're going to start with this right here. And Tina, when your meat starts cooking a little bit, let me know. We'll start dropping some seasons. Yeah, go ahead and cut it up. We're gonna start with the ricotta. We got a cup of ricotta cheese. I love ricotta. I like any kind of dishes that's got cheese in it, but I love the ricotta. And we're gonna go ahead and that's probably I probably had a little more. I'm gonna put it all. This cheese. We're gonna put it all in there. That's the mozzarella. That's a cup of mozzarella cheese. It called for a half a cup. We're gonna put a cup. Now this is a garlic and herb cheese. Now I don't know anything about brands. I don't know what brands you can buy it in. I just always find this one in the store. It's I don't use this a lot, but I love the flavor it gives. You can like eat it with a cracker, or it's a garlic and herb cheese. You can find it over in the specialty cheese section in the big box store, I know, and probably in the grocery stores too. But this is like 2.5. I think this block is 5. It's 5.3 and it calls for 2.5. So we'll put about half of this. We'll put about that much of this garlic and herb cheese, and I'll save this for later for a cracker. This is really good. This is really good stuff. I really like it a lot. And we're gonna go ahead and put in this is a half a cup of Parmesan, fresh Parmesan cheese, ground up. If you can grind your own, and that's it's always better when it's fresh. Now I didn't have any. I thought I had a block that I was going to grind up, but I didn't have none, so I picked up some that's already. But anytime you can, please grind your own cheese. You'll thank me for that later, because the flavor is just so much better. So we're going to give this a mix. I'm going to put a little bit of this. It's got the basil and a little bit of this parsley. Tina, we're going to put this in here and mix this and give this a mix. And we get this mixed really well, and then we're going to let you get fixed up on your soup here, and we're going to use this in the soup when we get done. If I don't eat it all. If I find some crackers, I might eat it all before then.
I don't like that grass.
You don't like the grass in it? You don't have to eat the grass.
Chop it up real fine, like where you can't even see it.
Just flavor, Miss Cleveland. It'll be in your soup. When you put a gob of this in your soup, you won't even know it.
Yeah.
But this is just a cheesy concoction we come up with that we're gonna put in the soup when we get done. Just don't let me forget about it, because I'll forget all about it. But I'm gonna set it to the side. Actually, I could stick it in the refrigerator if you won't let me forget it. Will you remind me to get it out when we get the soup done?
You're talking to the wrong person about that.
No. Your mind ain't no better than mine.
No, it's not.
I know it's not. I know. I've been married to you for 32 years. I know your brain ain't no better than mine.
Nope, sure ain't.
Help me, Holy Ghost.
It ain't.
I'm gonna stick this in the refrigerator.
Faults, though.
We just want to set that in there and let that chill just for a little bit. Now that that's coming together, what we'll do is go ahead and see. That's not.
Trying to get it to cook quick.
No, but let me look at something. See, that's not rendering. So you got some liquid, but see, that's a lot of moisture coming out. But we're gonna let that.
It's getting there.
Yeah, it's getting there. But see, a lot of moisture coming out of the onions. But see, what I want to do is get though. Here you go. I was just looking at it to see, because it didn't have much fat in that. That 90-20 don't. A lot of times it don't have enough fat. And see, when it don't have enough fat, I like this handy dandy bucket of bacon grease.
Yeah.
And you can buy this in town too. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna find me one of those big ones, and I want to fry a turkey in it in bacon grease. I think it'll be good. So, Tina, we're gonna go ahead and drop a little bit of this grass, a little bit of grass. And if Dr. Morell's watching, just turn your head for a minute. We're gonna put just a pinch of salt. I'm not putting much salt, but I'm using I got some broth, but I got the low sodium broth, so I try to buy the low sodium. So this is a tablespoon of Italian seasoning. And I like this one. I bought this one, and it's got a lot of the bigger stuff in there, and so it grinds just like your pepper mill, and it seems to be a little bit more flavorful. Have a little bit more flavor when you grind it. So I really like that. I got excited when I got that. So we're gonna put just a little bit.
I wish I could get excited when I buy food.
We're gonna put this is just beef bouillon powder. And we're not going to use much. I just want to sprinkle. We're just trying to build a little bit of flavor. Let me see how much I'm putting there, Miss Cleveland. Right there.
It does smell good. That smells good. What's that?
It's beef bouillon. You can't eat this with a spoon. Let me hide it.
Yeah, that smells
I'm going to hide it. Miss Cleveland's trying to get it. But we're just, like I say, this is the most time-consuming part about this recipe.
Yeah.
Is getting the meat done. But like I say, we're just seasoning a little bit as we go along. So I'm going to add some fresh garlic in just a minute when you get that just a little bit more done. And if we need to, we can dip some of the, if it does render too much fat, or if we see too much, if it don't cook some of that out, we'll we'll dip some out before we actually add our.
I think it's fine.
Yeah, I think it is too. It don't look like too much. I'm gonna hit it with just a little bit of our all-purpose. This is like I say, we're just building flavor. This is just garlic powder. I mean, granulated garlic, not garlic powder. It does have onion powder in it, black pepper, and just everything that you would normally dump when you wanted to season. Onion, garlic, pepper, very low sodium in that. I don't add too much at all. So you put that. Yeah, that's coming together good. I'm gonna put just a pinch. Being as I use some of that dry, I'm gonna put just a little bit. That's probably we're gonna call that about a teaspoon. About a teaspoon of. This is fresh Italian herb paste. You can pick that up in the over where your lettuce and your vegetables all in the grocery store. But I like this because this is it's got a good smell to it when you pop it in there and it starts getting.
That's looking pretty
releasing.
good. Let me smush it up a little bit more.
So how done you think your meat is?
I don't know.
Is it getting there? I don't wanna dump this garlic too quick.
I mean, it's probably all right.
Yeah, it looks. I mean, I could just eat that. I could get me a piece of bread.
Yeah.
Y'all, somebody help me. I mean, I could just throw that on a piece of bread and make me a sandwich. Put me some mayo on it. It's according to what part of Georgia you live in, what kind of mayonnaise you like. So, but I could slap some mayonnaise on there, and that'd be good stuff right there. But like I say, we'll save just a little bit of this right here for garnish. And
turn that exhaust fan on.
yeah, it's on. It's on. Tina, it is on. You got your exhaust fan on?
Yeah.
Yep. Let me get you one of those towels. We're gonna send up some smoke signals.
Yeah. I think it's good.
Steaming up. Okay.
Because it's soaking up that.
Yeah, well, yes. Yeah, a lot of the moisture's coming out of it now, so it's looking good right there. All right, see, now your onion, you can turn it probably, well, no, just leave it right there. We just don't want it to stick. We're going to go ahead and drop this garlic. I wasn't sure if I could get all of that in there or not. Let me get these other pieces right here. This is the most gratifying thing in the world to me. That's just.
Oh, that's what you say.
I don't know. Let's see that thing. I'm going to get you one more. You can't do anything without fresh garlic, right? I mean, I guess you could. I know
garlic's good for you.
Yeah, I guess you could do, but it's kind of like butter.
They make garlic supplements.
Yeah. Yep. All right, Miss Cleveland, there you go. There's a towel right here. Well, we're just gonna kind of stir that, and we're gonna start just dumping these other ingredients. I mean, that's like, how many times have y'all watched this show at all? Have I told you, if you'll stage your ingredients, you go through I keep my ingredient list most time to the side because I can't remember where I'm at and what I'm doing if I'm talking too much. But I stage them. I look at my list and I stage them in the order that I'm gonna cook. So I start with the meat, onions. We start seasoning, putting, building this flavor. But if you'll do this in the beginning, even at home, and I do it at home, I'll have the whole kitchen counter covered up. And when we start, I just dump and go. I like a dump and go recipe, everything we do, and it just makes it so much simpler.
Yep.
And that's what we're all about. This show is all about what? Simplifying recipes and taking the mystery out of cooking. And we just want to make it easy. And if I can cook, anybody can cook, right?
I think that's the other way around.
No. I said, if you can cook.
That's right.
Then if you can cook, anybody can cook.
I just don't like to.
I know. But you all, yeah, I mean, I ain't even gonna say it. All right, we're gonna put about a tablespoon. This is just tomato paste. You can buy it in a can. I love this in the tube though. I don't waste it because generally when I open one of those cans, if I open the can and then I set it to the side or I put it in the bowl and put it in the refrigerator, and it gets lost forever until it starts growing.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have a garden growing in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Miss Cleveland, what you looking like over there?
Go ahead.
You got some tomato paste going on. We're gonna go ahead. This is 4 cups of chicken broth. Now you can buy chicken. You can buy the chicken broth, the chicken stock, in the containers at the store if you want to. A lot of times I use the, and I may add some of this. We're gonna taste this in a few minutes. We're gonna bring that back up, let it get back up to a boil. I love this this beef paste. Smell how rich that smells. That smells real. It's real rich. And sometimes I just
That should be a candle.
Yep. A beef
That'd be
bouillon
a great.
candle.
That'd be a great
That's what I'm
candle.
getting you for Christmas
There
this
you
year.
go.
I'm gonna get you
Let's
a
just
beef.
invent
I'm
that.
gonna stick a wick down in there. But
They have coffee candles.
I know. Beef bouillon. There you go.
There you
Somebody look. There's an entrepreneur out
There
there
you
that's
go.
looking for a way to make a million. There it is. You
There
put
you
your
go.
wick in there. And
Nobody get my idea.
Ain't
I don't want to see it.
nobody else does. But what I was gonna say, you can go by it gives you the directions on here. You could put so many cups of water and a few teaspoons of this and make your own broth, however you want to do it. Sometimes it's just easier to buy the big one in the store. Like I said, we'll just let that come back up to a boil, Tina, and then we're gonna start adding these tomatoes. We got a 28 ounce, I think it's 28 ounce. Yeah, 29. It's 29. The recipe calls for 28, so we're gonna go with 29. This is tomato sauce, and then I told you we got some fire roasted tomatoes. And we're gonna dump in there. I wanna let that come back up to a little bit, temperature gets a little bit hotter.
And what would you serve with this? Just a salad, garlic bread? I mean, you've got the noodles.
Yeah,
in
I mean,
there.
you could do
probably a salad.
Yeah, you could do make you a good homemade Italian dressing.
Yeah, that
Make you
sounds good right now.
Yeah, anything sounds good right now. I'm hungry. My stomach trying to eat through my backbone right now. It is. You can't get that done quick enough for me.
You know, a lot of people gonna say, "What's he talking about?" Is that a Southern thing?
I guess. I don't know. I've heard my daddy say it for years. But this is simple, y'all. If you love lasagna, you're gonna love this. Miss Cleveland, I hear it's trying to start back boiling.
Let's try. I'm gonna leave it alone.
But this is one of these meals you can come home. I mean, you could. I mean, if you wanted to, you could brown this ground beef the night before, come home, throw this together in a hurry.
Yep.
And sometimes on Sunday we do that. I'll fire up the grill. I'll go buy me. I'll find a couple of them. You'll see it near the end of the weekend. If you go in the grocery store, I like to go in the meat section because they start marking it down because it's been there and what they hadn't bought, they want to put fresh stuff in the first part of the week. Go ahead and buy you some meats that's been marked down and go ahead and cook them all. I cook it all on the grill that day. I cook chickens. I'll find some round steaks or some kind of pork chops or chicken. I mean, everything. I'll cook it all and then we put it in containers and then we have stuff to eat, make salads and eat what we want to all week long.
Because some people don't like to cook.
Have I
And
got a
some
witness
people
out
don't
there?
get home till late.
All right, Tina, just keep on stirring that in. Just keep on stirring, Miss Cleveland. You are the pot stirrer. Have you got the pot stirring spoon today?
No.
28 ounces. Recipe calls 28. Measure with your heart. Oh, that's 29. So we're gonna put this. I think this is 14
Yeah.
and a half ounce can of fire roasted tomatoes. You can use regular tomatoes. You can use crushed tomatoes. You can use whole tomatoes. Whatever you like. Do you when you do this. But this is good stuff right here. So we'll bring that back up, and Tina, once we get that back up to a boil, I mean, we're almost. I mean, a matter of fact, and this is the other thing I tell you, brothers and sisters. So it's according to what flavor that you really like as to how you season this. Now is the time before we just let this boil and get these noodles in here in a minute. Is when we're gonna check it out and see what it tastes like. So we did now.
You can't double dip though.
It's my pot. I ain't double dip. Put just a little bit more. But this is the time right here. It's when you'll want to go ahead and season it just a little bit more. Just a little bit more to AP. And I'm going to put just a little bit more of this Italian seasoning. Just a little bit. Like I say, this is where you do you. When you get to this point right here, it's where you fix it just like you like it. If you don't like the real strong Italian flavor, you don't have to add all this. Mm-hmm. But see, now all you got to do is bring that back up to a boil. Mm-hmm. And we're going to get ready to drop these noodles. Now, I've got, let's see, we're going to pull out about, that's 3, 4, 5. We're going to get 8 of them. We're going to do 9. Ain't but 9 left in the box. Let's do 9. Lasagna noodles. And then again, this is it's kind of optional right here. I mean, it is lasagna soup, so we're going to put lasagna noodles. But if you had just some macaroni noodles or, some twist noodles, or if you had, anything that you may have in the cabinet that you want to use, you could use that. Because pasta is just different shapes and different sizes. But I was going to put another pinch of salt in there too. I mean, I think I tasted it. You want to taste it?
No.
Okay. You want to use my spoon?
Nope.
You won't let me taste it again with my spoon, will you?
Nope. You can't double dip.
I know. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it all the way up.
It was, felt like it was about to stick.
We want it to boil. Just keep
You
on.
want it to stick?
You the pot stirrer.
I can't stir that
Keep on
quick.
stirring. But what we're going to do, it's almost come. I just want once it comes to a boil, then you can cut it down to a medium heat.
Okay.
But with these, all you want to do is break these in thirds. I don't want to break them all over everything, pop all over you. So, but all you want to do is break these into thirds. Just, if you want them smaller, I mean, you could.
My question was, can you cook those before you put them in here? And what did you say?
I mean, I guess you could, but you want all this seasoning, you want all this flavor to kind of cook together. And so, if that's going to have to boil a little bit and cook together, you might well boil your lasagna noodles while you're doing that. Makes sense.
Whatever you say.
You just want to cook them beforehand.
You're the cook.
You just want to cook them beforehand, Tina.
Yeah, because it wouldn't take as long.
Lord of mercy, you still got to cook them though. So if you got to let that boil, just let them cook.
It's boiling.
Okay. So what we're going to do is just cut it down to a medium because we don't want to get it too. We don't want it too low because we want these to cook. And these are cooked al dente in probably 15. I didn't look at the box. Probably 15 minutes or so. So all we're going to do is you just keep on stirring so these don't kind of stick. We're just going to start dropping them in. Mix these in, and then we're just gonna let it cook, let it do its thing.
And how long does that take?
Tina, I just said it takes about 15
I was
or so
thinking
minutes.
about something else.
Really and truly, let me say this. I will say this. It's according to how much you stay here and babysit this. If you staying right on top of it, what I was gonna say, listen to me. What I was gonna say is if you're here stirring it pretty regular, like you are, you can cook. You can turn the heat up a little bit more. So that it don't stick. But if you want to cut it down just a little bit, if you working in the kitchen or you doing laundry or doing something like that, or taking the dog out or got to do something, you may want to cut it down a little bit and just cook until these are done. It's according to how fast you want to cook them. So we're getting ready to go to break. We got to get out of here in just a minute, Tina. We got to hurry up and get this done so we can eat it. But you see how simple this is. Hamburger meat. I mean, some tomato sauce and some crushed tomatoes, seasonings you probably already have in your kitchen. We did use this infused olive oil. I really like that. I like the way that smells, but y'all know us, 99% of the time. I had somebody ask, what kind of bottle is that sitting there? I said, it's an olive oil bottle. It's olive oil. I'm going to turn it around and make sure everybody knows what we got sitting up here. But simple ingredients, whole lot of fun. We're going to let this boil. We're going to check this in about 15, 20 minutes. We'll put a top on it and let it go. And we'll be back. We'll get it done, and we're going to get that cheese ball stuff that we made up. I don't even know what you call it. My cheese concoction, and we're going to plate this up in just a few minutes. Okay. Join us right in a few minutes.
Stay with us.
Table.
Welcome back. I'm going to give you your verse of the day, and I have had to graduate to a Bible with big letters in it, but I forgot it
and
today.
You went right off and left it.
I went right off and left it, so I'm having to read from my phone, which I don't like to do, but I'm going to anyway. The seventh day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. That's Exodus 20:8 through 11. And I just want to say something about resting on Sunday. We're not very good at it. And that's something that we need to practice. And I think that's something that everybody needs to practice because, God gives us so much and has given us so much. And the least we can do is give him one day.
That's right.
To where we don't do anything except meditate on his word, go to his house and worship. And so that's just something that we all need to practice. And I'm preaching to the choir right here.
I was going to say I can get you a pulpit so you can go and talk a little bit.
So let's just try to keep that in mind and just to reverence God one day of the week. And that's just something we all need to do. And I'll say we're number one at that, but it's very hard.
We all fall short of the glory of God all the time. We always fall short in many areas of our life.
Let's get back to this dish.
All right, we're going to get back to it. Let me give you a tip right quick. Tip of the day, pro tip, cooking tip. When you're cooking, especially with ground beef and meats, if you're using fatty meat like 80-20 or something and it renders a lot of fat, Wait until you get your meat done, almost done. Drain the fat, then season it so you don't waste half your seasoning dipping out. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So it works that way. Now look at that. There it is.
Look at that. I mean,
see how that thickened up?
Yep.
That thickened up. We got lasagna. We got some noodle tin. We're gonna do it just like that right there. You gotta have a little taste. Hold this.
You want me to burn my mouth again? You always want me to burn my mouth.
No, I didn't say you had to eat it. I said I wanted you to taste it. I don't have no scoops, but what we're gonna do is put just a little right there. There it is. Now, if we had a little bit of garlic bread or something, or salad, you'd be right in the ball game. Now, I'll burn my mouth. I'm not scared. See, I knew you were gonna eat it. So that's done. We'll go ahead and cut that off.
I just want to taste this stuff on top.
25 minutes. Thank y'all for joining us today on the Master's Table. We'll see you again next week.
God bless you.